This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Parents are a significant element in the growth and development of children from all perspectives, including health, education, and sports. Parents' involvement in physical education and sports is viewed differently in regard to how it affects the child's participation in sports even later in life. There are both positive and negative effects associated with parents' involvement in a child's sports programs. Therefore, there is a need to manage the influence to make the experience appropriate for all the parties involved. The management of the influence should assist in eliminating conflicts related to what the parents, coaches, and instructors teach the children and youth. This essay looks at physical education and sports in children. It will emphasize the role of parents and how they influence a child's participation in sports. Parents should play various roles in youth sports programs. Parents should be appropriately involved in their children's upbringing and youth sports programs. However, there are roles they should play in a certain manner to avoid influencing them negatively, especially when it comes to professional participation in sports. There are a number of ways that parents can be involved in their children's and youth sports programs, for instance, through parental encouragement of the child to be active. Children's involvement in physical activity depends heavily on the parent's encouragement. For instance, it influences a child's level of physical activity by enhancing the child's perception of competence. The parents should, therefore, encourage their youths to build competence and a sense of mastery, promoting participation in physical activity. Parents should also assist their children in their activities. This could be through practicing physical skills, playing games, and walking. This helps instill the importance of physical activity and sports in the child. Parents should also facilitate the participation of their children and youths. This could be through providing access to facilities, programs, and necessary equipment. It is also the duty of a parent to be a role model to the child. A parent should ensure that the child lives an active lifestyle irrespective of the cost that may be incurred. This helps build confidence in the child and helps him or her appreciate physical activity or sports. From the above information, it is clear that parents play a great role in determining their children's participation in physical activity. Encouragement, facilitation, and assistance should be provided in moderation and in a friendly manner that creates the child's interest. Some parents have led to poor participation of their children, which has caused them to cultivate a spirit of laziness in their children. This is done by discouraging them from playing and encouraging them to be glued to TVs and computers. Discouraging walking is also dangerous where parents have a tendency to drive their children to and from places like schools, churches, and shopping centers. This makes them anti-sport, as they view physical activity as a bother and end up complaining to coaches and instructors in learning institutions, clubs, and national sports centers. Parents should, therefore, take the responsibility of encouraging their children to exercise for their own good. They should also help them understand the importance of physical exercise so that they may take the initiative to remain active. Coaches, clubs, and national governing bodies have to use some strategies to quell inappropriate behavior in children and youths. The involvement of parents in their children and youths has been deemed to present challenges to the coaches and other individuals involved in sports due to the conflicting elements that occur between what they teach and what the parents have impacted on them right from childhood. For this reason, there is a need for coaches, clubs, and national governing bodies to come up with strategies that are aimed at handling inappropriate behavior in children and youths in an effort to teach what should be done for better performance. Some of the strategies that have been established include getting in touch with the parents and advising them on how to get involved in their children's sports. They should, for instance, find out what their children want in sports and help them achieve their desires rather than trying to control them. Another issue that has been deemed to contribute to inappropriate behavior in sports is bad peer pressure. Coaches and other sports personnel have, therefore, taken the step of encouraging the youths to engage in productive activities that can foster their growth. Rules and regulations have also assisted in streamlining behavior and practices. This is because the rules guide what is supposed to be done and what is to be avoided. Another strategy that has been adopted to alleviate bad behavior is the provision of rewards to the well-behaved individuals. This is a motivation factor towards avoiding bad behavior and adapting what is stipulated to be appropriate. There are various consequences of over-the-top parental behavior on the athlete's sports experience. Parents have become increasingly involved in the lives of their children's athletes for various reasons, such as athletic scholarships and the importance given to professional sports. Just like any other aspect, there are consequences that come hand in hand with over-the-top parental behavior on the athlete's sports experience. Although the involvement of parents in a child's physical activity is highly encouraged, it should be done in moderation to avoid negative effects on the athlete's sports experience. Over-involvement of parents has great negative effects on a child's immediate and long-term experiences in sports. The over-involvement of parents is not good as it makes young athletes feel they are being controlled and not given a chance to make their own decisions in regard to playing sports, an aspect that is crucial to motivation. Lack of control in making decisions leads to the athletes losing interest in sports. Other consequences of over-involvement of the parents are decreased levels of enjoyment, low levels of satisfaction, and, to the extreme, it increases the chances of dropping out of sport. It is evident that the aspect of physical education and sports among children has been taken seriously by most people, including parents. Most parents have become more involved in the lives of their children. Involvement of parents in physical education and sports affect a child's participation in sports both positively and negatively, thus posing challenges to educational and sports institutions. Parents should, therefore, be involved in a moderate manner to avoid negative impacts. Did you like this role of parents in physical education and sports sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the database of academic paper examples at ivpanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs.